Hello there, and welcome to this SocialBee review. This is gonna be a really quick review as there is a Flashdeal going on in AppSumo, and it's a comeback of a tool that was here for a bunch of times from what I've read. I've never used it before, and many people have a lot of good things to say about this, as we can see from the reviews. It's not 5 stars, but it's pretty high. There are a lot of reviews. So I was very interested in this even before I discovered AppSumo. So now that I can see a lifetime deal for what seems a very complete social media solution, I'm all for it. And I decided to really get this out before the deal is over, as they recently apparently had a change on the UI. They refreshed it. So I figure it could be useful to see the new one. Before we go there, though, before we prepare our first campaign together, I want to check with you the features and the price, as they're both important things to check out before we even go for it. We know already we're going for it, but we just want to know more. So we can see that there are categories, and the evergreen posts have their own category, so you can change settings that are different from others, such as share once. We can schedule different ways, so we can have some certain timings open for the evergreen and other times for the share once, which is good. We can customize each profile. We have a bulk editor at our disposal. And there are post variations, which means we can have the same post, the same starting post, happen in different manners throughout its evergreen lifetime cycle. That means that sometimes it can be just an image post with the tag, post title, whatever we want. Sometimes it can be a link or a text. We can decide different variations. It's a completely different thing than what Missing Letter has. They create different posts for you, but in this case, it creates different types for you, and it has its uses. Now, on to posting. We have the usual stuff: Facebook, all the things, profiles, pages, and groups, Twitter. And interestingly, you usually cannot reshare on Twitter the same exact post because it's not allowed. But what SocialBee does is it reshares your initial post if you want to use that as an evergreen, so you don't technically post twice. You have LinkedIn with the profiles and pages, and you have already here Instagram, and that's a very important thing compared to other tools that are just waiting for Instagram to open up its API, and it never really happens. It's not integrated out of the box. You can use either their mobile app with the notification when it's time to post, so you have to click some buttons on your phone, or you can use their buffer integration, which once you set up, I can say I've used it on other tools. It works flawlessly. There is no issue at all. And buffer is free for up to 3 profiles, so you do have some latitude there, and it works really well. And you also have Pinterest. Same thing as with buffer. You have to use Hootsuite, and again, it's free for up to 3 profiles, so you should be fine with it as well. That's also something that's missing from many social tools. Pinterest has a closed API access as well. And finally, Google My Business, which is appearing more and more lately. You can post at specific time. You can also have SocialBee choose its own time. You can expire posts depending on the date or after a while. Use emojis, hashtag collections, previews, and post categories. Like you could post evergreen category and keep on with your share once posts or vice versa. So that's very useful. Schedule overview, and you can import via RSS, multiple links, CSV, multiple media files. And you also have these 2 very interesting things that allow you to curate your social media accounts and not just post from your websites or from what you have prepared. You can, if you find something interesting on these 2 services, well, you can add anything you find interesting on Pocket. You can use that and share it on your audience. It's especially useful if you want to do that on Facebook group, for example. And that's really, really nice to do. There are a lot of integration with the shortening tools. It's not just these. They've recently added something that is on AppSumo as well at the moment, which is Witchy. And that seems really a good one also. I haven't tried it yet, but it seems interesting. And they have their own short URL domain, and they use UTM settings so that you can use your analytics tool to check out anything you want. The way SocialBee works is via workspaces. So you should actually separate each brand that you handle in a different workspace, and you can add users and roles in each of those, even your own clients, since it's just a workspace for that client if that's what you do. And you can also establish a content approval chain. This is another important feature. You can track your audience, competitors, keyword research, and friends and non-followers, fans as well. So you can find new ways to grow, as well as have robust analytics, it seems. So now that we've seen the features, we can go on the pricing. From what I've seen, they've never really offered 2 stacks before. So it seems like even if they have been on AppSumo for a while, it's not like they allow you to 10 stack everything for a very cheap price. So this 2 stack allows you to have 5 workspaces, so 5 brands, I would say, 5 different companies, 5 different websites, 3 users per workspace, so you can add maybe a teammate and a client, and up to 25 social profiles. So you can add them however you want within your workspaces. That's very nice as well. That's not a huge amount, but they do offer more profiles than most, so it's okay, I suppose. And unlimited categories. Now, this is probably very good, well, good enough for a solo, but the way it increases to 2 stacks, it seems like if you want to use SocialBee and give it some room for you to grow, you should probably just go for the 2 stacks. And then I know that from the SocialBee itself, you can increase those stacks once you have this plan. And each 25 additional social profiles is a little shy of $200 for a lifetime upgrade. So it's not exactly as cheap as this, but it is worth it if you're an agency or have a lot of profiles to handle and lots of different brands. Now, their own pricing. You get the Pro 25, which is this one, and it's worth $79 per month. So I would say the deal is very good. And this is the exact plan you get. You can increase to this for a lifetime for $200, as I said, which is still worth it if you need that. And they also offer concierge services. Now, these have an additional cost and they won't be covered by AppSumo, but from the reviews I've read, they do know how to handle them, and it can be worth it if you have the money to spend. And let's get started. I am here on my onboarding. So this is what happens at first, just right when you join. And we can add social profiles. Now, action. Okay. And we've added our page. We can also add groups, everything. Let's add a Twitter as well. We don't have these other profiles yet, so we will not be adding anymore. That's just to get started so we can see how it works. All right, that worked. Now we have our 2 profiles. Let's go for next. Content. Content is king. This is a very nice onboarding. So they have videos for each and everything. And okay, so they have pre-made categories, but you can also create your own. And each category is either evergreen or share once. So that's how you can choose. You can edit those categories. Okay, curated. Oh, and then they have the random categories for mixed schedules. Right, that's enough. That's good enough, I suppose. Okay, let's go for it. Schedule. How often do you want? Oh, okay, so this is what it created for us, but we can also change it, I suppose. Let's see. And it changed how much we post. That's really good. It shows its own time, and I guess we can also change it. No, we have to click and change the time. So we can't drag and drop, but we can move the time on our own, however much we want. Add more times, and each profile we can edit. That's very easy to grasp. Posting. We have to add a post. So now this is how we create it. The repost is an upcoming feature. Ah, that's probably for Twitter. Hello, this is a post. Now, I know many people don't like this published by SocialBee kind of thing, but only admins can see that. And every single social media management tool has that kind of thing. That's just normal. No user sees that. We can expire the post as we have seen earlier. So we have a normal queue that goes on constantly, and the new post we had can just go on top of the queue or now, depending on how we want or specific time. So we can just ignore the queue if we want to. We can add things here. We can put emojis. Okay. And that's it. So add post, it would add to the top, bottom, or any part of the queue. And this is how the post looks without images. We don't really want to do that now. So no concierge. Thank you. Not at the moment. Oh, they also offer you a call. That's very nice of them. But let's start buzzing. And okay, we can also finish onboarding. Right, this is the overview. Now we can create new workspaces. As we know, we have 5 if we have 2 stacks. And that's about it. We can add integrations here. We can check them out here and see each category, how many posts it has ready. Feeds. And okay, we can add the feed here and just directly add it if we want. Or maybe we want to check them out before they go through. Okay, then it should also get the image. Let's try this out. We don't want to approve them directly. Okay, we don't want to approve. We just want to check out whether it works. Let's go just for Facebook at the moment. Took a while, but they are here. They refresh every hour. Okay. Oh, so yes, it pulled our posts already. And well, let me just make sure that they're not posted. I don't really want to spam my page at the moment, but we can prepare them, and then if we want, we can just turn it on. Okay, so you got every post I have so far on the website. We can change the border if we want to. Got the image from everything, so that's really good. That's what we would expect if we wanted to share this on the social media. We don't really necessarily want to change the picture. We just want the featured picture taken directly. And they're not approved, so they will not go out on their own unless we put them. Audience, and now this is where we would look for competitor and keywords, but this seems strictly Twitter related. Do you want us to set up a schedule? Yes, create. So it can create a schedule on its own. That's very good. And as you can see, the timing varies. I'd really like this because it allows you to separate the evergreen from the share ones and even the timings. So like if you have an e-commerce or something like that, you can just go with offers at a certain timing and your regular posts, maybe your information at another time. And sometimes you may not have information. So I really like this separation between the things. And you can also change this. So the RSS is 1 per week with this configuration, and you can just change the days. This is just for Facebook, of course. And then we can see the next post. Yeah, this is really clear, really neat. I like it. You have many different visuals to see how you're posting or when you're gonna post. And then you have all these places to get media, to get new posts, new ideas. So I would say I really like this, and unlike Missing Letter, which I just reviewed a few days ago, this seems very broad. It offers pretty much anything I can think of. There are not many things that I would want to this, and I've used a couple expensive tools in the past, and I could see this taking their place. So, and it seems really a nice one to have at your disposal. Of course, it's not cheap, but there is a reason for that. It has a lot of features and it seems to really work easily. As you could see, we pretty much created a schedule and we imported our blog posts in just a couple minutes. It took more time to explain the features than to just use them. And to me, that's really important. Now, I do not know how it looked before, so if it changed a lot or if it was already this easy, but right now I would say this is a really, really good one to get. And I would suggest going for 2 stacks because you do get much more stuff. And that's it for the review. Thank you very much. I hope you liked it. And if you want to like and subscribe, I would appreciate it. And see you next time. And let me know if you do get it and if you like it. Bye-bye.